I never thought a simple question could tear a relationship apart. But there I was, sitting across from Jake at our favorite coffee shop, my fingers nervously twisting my straw, staring at the latte in front of me as if it held the answers to all of life's mysteries. "Jake, can I ask you something?" I started, voice just above a whisper. He looked up, brows slightly furrowed, and nodded. "Sure, what's up?" I took a deep breath. I saw the pictures you posted from last weekend. You went to that concert with your ex, right?" His eyes went sharp, cold, unrecognizable. "Yeah," I felt my stomach drop. I just wanted to know why. I mean, I thought we were exclusive." He snorted. "Exclusive? Come on, don't..." I walked home in silence, the city's evening lights reflecting off the wet pavement. I replayed the conversation over and over, each repetition stabbing me deeper. Pathetic, pathetic, pathetic. Was I really overreacting? Was I asking too much? Maybe I was being needy. Maybe I had been silly for expecting honesty, for expecting care. By the time I got to my apartment, I felt hollow. I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at my reflection in the mirror. My eyes were red, my hands shaking slightly. Do I even deserve to be treated with respect? I thought. The next day, I couldn't stay quiet. I needed answers, closure, or at least a recognition of the hurt he caused. I called him. "Jake, we need to talk," I said, voice trembling but firm. "About what?" he asked, already sounding annoyed. "About last night. About what you said. To me." There was a pause. Then I said what I said. Stop being dramatic. I felt tears prick my eyes, but I forced them back. "No, Jake, you called me pathetic." I spent the next few days surrounded by people who actually cared about me. My best friend, my sister, my mom. I poured my heart out over late-night calls, texts, and coffee runs. "It's not you," my friend said firmly. "He's the one being cruel and immature. You asked a normal question. You were honest and he can't handle it." One evening, I decided to go through my phone. I didn't know why, but I felt like I needed to process everything fully. I scrolled through old photos, old messages, old memories with Jake. I realized how often I had silenced my own feelings, how often I had convinced myself that his needs were more important than mine. A week later, Jake texted, "Can we talk?" I stared at the message, heart racing for a second, then laughed softly to myself. I typed a single word. "No." I felt lighter than I had in months. The tension, the self-doubt, the humiliation, it was all behind me. I didn't need him to understand. I didn't need him to apologize. I needed me. I spent the rest of the evening cooking dinner, listening to music I loved, and smiling at nothing in particular. For the first time in a long time, I felt peace. Looking back, I realized the lesson wasn't just about Jake or his cruelty. It was about me, about understanding my worth, setting boundaries, and never letting anyone make me feel small for asking honest questions. Life is messy. Relationships are messy. But respect? That's non-negotiable. And for anyone reading this, feeling hurt, doubting themselves, I want you to know, your feelings are valid. You deserve respect. You deserve kindness. And you, like me, are never... It's been a month since I told Jake no and closed that chapter. At first, it was hard. Every time my phone buzzed, I'd tense up, half expecting it to be him. But slowly, life began to feel lighter, freer. I started small. Morning runs through the park, coffee at my favorite little cafe, listening to songs I hadn't played in years. It was like I was breathing again after holding my breath for months. I even bought a journal, something I'd avoided before. One evening, I went to a friend's house for a casual movie night. I wasn't expecting much, just popcorn and distraction. But something happened. I realized how much love and support surrounded me. My friend Sarah nudged me playfully. "You know, you've got that fire in you. Don't let anyone put it out, not even Jake." I laughed, a little embarrassed, but inside I felt something shift. That fire, it was mine, always had been. We ended up staying up late, talking about dreams, goals, stupid crushes, and everything in between. And in that night of laughter and connection, I felt alive again. A few weeks later, I ran into Jake. Of course, in the most awkward place possible, the grocery store. He saw me first, and I swear, his expression flickered between surprise and something I didn't recognize. Maybe guilt? Maybe shame? I felt a jolt of nervousness, but refused to crumble. I looked him in the eye, took a deep breath, and said, "Hi, Jake," he stammered. Hey, and that was it. I didn't need to justify myself, defend my worth, or beg for recognition. I had moved past. Life has a funny way of surprising you when you least expect it. A few days later, I was at a small bookstore, browsing through the travel section. I noticed someone beside me holding the same guidebook I was looking at. "Ah, good choice," he said with a smile. "I'm planning a trip there myself," I laughed. "Really? Me too." Months have passed since all of this began. I look back at my time with Jake, and surprisingly, I feel grateful. Grateful not for him, but for what I learned. I learned that my feelings matter. My questions aren't pathetic. My heart deserves honesty and care. I've grown closer to my friends, discovered new passions, and started traveling more. Every small step I take is a reminder. I am enough. I always was, and one day when I find love again, it will be with someone who lifts me up rather than tearing me down. But here's what I want anyone reading this to know. If someone calls you pathetic, dismisses your feelings, or makes you question your worth, it's not about you. It's about them, and you don't have to carry their cruelty. Your voice is valid. Your questions are valid. Your heart is valid. And moving forward, you get to decide who deserves your time, your energy, and your love. I asked my boyfriend about his ex, and yes, he called me pathetic. But I turned that moment into a lesson, a turning point, a path to becoming the woman I was always meant to be.